What is going on, people of Earth? What's going on, Nick?
What's
good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you, brother. How you doing?
Doing good. As we head into the 1st of February, we're still dealing with protests all over the country. Now seeing them here on the home front with Customs and Border Patrol and ICE agents carting parents at bus stops of their children in Livonia and Wyandotte downriver area. We've seen a couple very, very peaceful marches, kind of went under the radar, weren't on the news too much. But they are marching here in Detroit. Do you think it's going to get crazy?
You know, as fun as chaos can be, not really. I'd prefer it to tone down at this point.
I would too. I'm kind of tired of it. I'm like, it's been a month.
Yeah.
It's been a whole month of this stuff.
I mean, this has been ongoing essentially since COVID, though. I mean, this is normal at this point.
Do these people not have jobs? Or do they have unlimited vacation days? Because ain't no way my boss going to let me take a month off to go stand on a corner and hold a sign.
100%. I'm working 7 days a week now. I don't have time for it.
Would your boss let you take a month off to go stand on the corner and hold a sign?
I mean, if I didn't want a job.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'd end up jobless, homeless, carless, fucking probably shoeless.
Yeah. Like, hell no.
They taking everything.
Always got to have your shoes, bruh.
They be coming in like the Grinch and taking the who hash and everything. So we're talking about the protest. There's something we probably should touch on, even though it's not. I don't have all my facts straight on yet, and that's that Alex Pretti shooting. We talked before the show, and you said that your opinion changed in the last couple of days. What was your original opinion on this incident?
Well, from the first 4 videos I've watched of it, and these are only videos that happened the day of, in the moment of the shooting, right? Pretty fucked up. I was super unhappy with that for sure. I mean, even the last time with ICE killing somebody, that was well deserved given she was driving a car into him. I mean, what do you expect? You're not going to defend yourself if someone's driving something into you? So I felt very sympathetic for the man. And then having to watch someone get shot, you know, because I rewatched it at least 15 times just to see every bit of the videos, I should say. I was very sympathetic and felt like as much as losing a life is, as shitty as losing a life is, that was an extra shitty moment to watch. But now I've got new information, right? So seeing what's happened in previous days up to this moment, this man was spitting on cops. He was shouting at him, egging them on to come at him and assault him. Literally saying, "Come fucking assault me," end quote.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a smart move, in my opinion.
No, and the man had a gun on him. And like, yeah, it's our right to have a gun, but if you're going to be talking all that shit, or you're going to be in front of cops, I mean, you shouldn't even be acting like that in front of law enforcement to begin with, because that's not the way to get your point across. That's only going to piss someone off. If you had someone spitting at you, wouldn't you get fucking mad?
Oh, I would be insanely angry.
Dude, you're getting fucking knocked the fuck out. 100%. So, I mean, unacceptable. Protesting is 100% fine. Not agreeing with things is 100% fine. Everyone has their own opinions. That's the beautiful thing about free speech. We can have opinions. But when you antagonize the situation that much, I just don't know what anyone thinks the outcome's going to be. If I antagonize somebody down in Detroit that much, well, I guess Detroit's not as bad as it used to be, but when we grew up, if you did that shit in Detroit, you'd fucking be dead that night. For sure.
Yeah,
anybody.
Detroit police didn't play around, especially back in the day. I've heard a lot of horror stories from some of the elders in the community.
Yeah, they weren't talking that kind of shit. That's for sure.
Well, my thing is that Minnesota state law says that you got to have your ID on you. And You got to have your carry permit on you. Otherwise, it's illegal to carry a gun. Once you take a firearm to a protest, you're running that risk. That once that protest gets violent or deemed unlawful by law enforcement, you're now in possession of a firearm while committing a crime. Those charges just stack. Take a firearm to protest if you want, sure. But be mindful that once it gets violent, you run the risk of being shot. You're going to take a high-capacity pistol to a protest with extra mags and then put yourself in situations to potentially get into physical altercations with law enforcement. It's not a decision I would make.
And this isn't us saying it's okay that he got shot. It's not. But he did put himself in that situation that caused it to happen. 100%.
No, it was absolutely, I feel it was a preventable tragedy that shouldn't have happened.
And this goes into the way the media is, right? So.
Well, I've seen the media use AI images where the customs officer is missing his head in the image. And it was put out on CNN. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is AI slop, and it's just getting put out to the media like it's fact. And this is the most trusted name in news, in quotations.
No shame.
I ain't trusting that. I don't know. I want to see a full investigation done in body cams. If they're even wearing
I want some body cam footage for sure.
And here's the whole thing, is ICE agents weren't required until last year to wear body cams.
So they might not all even be wearing them.
There's a chance that not all of them are wearing them because they're still in rollout department-wide.
Here's my biggest thing about it. And even with the new information, the other thing that bugs me about the situation is when you watch the video, right, of him actually getting shot, you hear the one gunshot go off. Someone misfired a gun, something like that. And then you end up hearing about 8 other shots, 10 other shots. Why did everybody have to shoot the man? You know? That's one of my big problems with it. That's the excessive ass bullshit that they do. And this goes back to the media literally hyping everybody up on all sides of the fence. Everybody on, all sides of the fence to be against each other. I mean, this playbook has been played so many times. If you read a history book, even the one that's made up, they talk about this.
They do? And let me give you some insight on some of that. From the videos I've seen, there was a guy in a gray sweatshirt that was running away that appeared to have a pistol in his hand, and in the video he appeared to reach into Alex's waistband and pull it out. If that is an officer that was disarming somebody and they still yelled gun, 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 that is why this situation happened. You got 8 individuals that aren't linked together by some kind of Ethernet cord or anything trying to make the same decision. Once gun, gun, gun is yelled by law enforcement, you're getting shot. That's
100%.
That's the way it goes because 100%. The officers are trained that, okay, one officer perceived a threat, so now they all act in defense of that one officer. They all act in defense as a group. And that's why they all jump back and let rounds off. I want to know who fired the first shot. Did the first shot come out of Alex Pretti's pistol because it's a SIG 320 that has known recalls for potential misfires? Did that officer running away with his gun pull that trigger by mistake in the heat of the moment and all the chaos of the action caused the gun to go off, which made all the officers fire in response as a perceived deadly threat to them and their fellow officers?
Immediately watching the video for myself, it seemed like the first guy that drew his gun before they even pulled it off of Alex Pretti, that was the guy that shot it first, from what I saw. But it's hard to really judge from the video you could see. It's not like it's 4K and you can see
every
the flashes.
Video I've seen was grainy as can be, or a really bad angle.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes it really difficult to really give an accurate description. But he did have his gun pointed at him, and it was almost like a random shot. Everybody kind of stopped for a second, backed up, and started lighting him the fuck up. When he was already shot, he was done at that point.
Yeah, all I heard was gun, gun, gun. The one shot went off, and then the officers all stepped back and defensively positioned themselves and responded with multiple shots. Tragic incident. it shouldn't have happened, was completely preventable. I would like to see body cams and an investigation done. If none of them are wearing body cams, that's a problem.
There should be an investigation done no matter what.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
But until then, he didn't deserve to die. Nobody deserves to
Nobody
die
does.
by any means. But
he did antagonize the situation with what he had, though.
And when I see other footage of him kicking the taillight out of a police vehicle and spitting on officers, it's kind of hard to think that, one of those officers didn't see that and already go, all right, this guy's been a problem. So they go in to make an arrest finally after he's been a problem for multiple days, and then this incident happens. I just know as
it's unfortunate.
Law-abiding citizen, I'm not advocating for going and kicking a taillight out of a police vehicle or spitting at cops. That sounds like a great way to get yourself arrested.
No, I mean, yes, I was going to say, even if you felt like you wanted to do it, it's really the choice between, do I want to get in trouble today or not?
Yeah, do you want to spend the night in jail?
Or do you want to die, I guess, in these situations?
Because spitting on anybody's assault, let alone on a police officer.
Oh, ignoring the spitting. I'm talking about just kicking the taillight out. If you spit on somebody, like I said before, I mean, them's are fighting words.
You kick my taillight out, them's are fighting actions.
100%. I can't even argue with that. Man.
I hope Detroit doesn't get to protesting in this way. I hope they keep it peaceful like they did during the George Floyd protest. They didn't burn anything. They didn't break any windows out downtown. They didn't set anything on fire. Let's hope it remains that way. The city had enough of that back in the 60s with the riots. We don't need to go through it again. Yeah,
we already know better here.
Well, they haven't learned in Minnesota, and this is round 2 in the last 5 years.
Yeah, so I guess we'll move on from that conversation. I mean, like we said, huge tragedy. No one should ever lose their life like that. Antagonizing the cops, though, bad luck.
Not the smartest
Bad
decision.
luck.
So I guess we go from the protests into, do you think we're headed down the barrel of the Civil War? Are we in, stage 4 of the 6 stages of revolution?
I honestly don't think most of the people here have enough willpower to actually do all that.
No, I mean, they overthrew the government in Nepal in 3 days.
We're not Nepal.
We are not Nepal, but that was a bunch
everybody
of
has
Gen
TV.
Zers.
Everybody, I mean, yeah, but all of ours are stuck on TikTok, stuck on whatever, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever.
Stuck on stupid.
Stuck on stupid.
Stuck on stupid. That's what my mom used to tell me. Are you stuck on stupid? Or ask me, are you stuck on stupid? Like, yes, I am.
Can't fix stupid.
Oh, you can. It just takes a lot of work. And discipline and a willing to change. If you ain't willing to change, you ain't never fixing stupid. That's what makes you stupid.
Agreed. 100%.
Almost as stupid as bananas and rice.
I mean, it's just like bananas and rice, folks.
Bananas and rice.
You know what? I was thinking protests are just like...
Here, I'll play the clip for
banana and rice.
Any of the people that don't know what we're talking about. If bananas and rice ever comes
Here we go, folks.
Oh, let me find the clip again. No. I hate that. Now that you mentioned that Facebook has changed, yeah, dude, I fucking hate it.
Now you see it, dude. Now you see it. And I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit, dude?
All right, so here's the bananas and rice clip.
So I'm Somali. I'm proud to be Somali. To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice. It's a lot. It's like it's an interesting thing. It's very hard to describe what it means to be Somali and what it means to be American, but it's like a cultural fusion. It's kind of like the bananas and rice. People don't really see, like, it's people don't think, oh, you can eat bananas with rice, but that's what it's like to be Somali and American. It's like that combination of...
In the beginning, she said we're not just about bananas and rice. What is going on?
But that's all she's about, is bananas and rice. I feel like Kamala Harris wrote that speech.
Same.
Same indeed. Oh. Well, and with that, we can travel down the trail of bananas and rice in Somali by going over to their parliament and their politics. And it's like, The government meetings over there is like a WWE tryout, my man.
With no cage.
Yeah, with
No cage.
No cage. But every time a clip pops up on my feed, it's just like a bunch of dudes in blue suits throwing hands. They're just
Throwing
throwing
across
hands
the
over there.
room,
Chairs
fam.
flying, people getting tackled, security guards diving in like a nightclub at 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, people getting fucking wild. This shit's crazy, man. It's like they're all going for that briefcase of power and willing to just fucking bare knuckle brawl it. Item 1, budget reform. Item 2, bare knuckle brawl.
Sometimes that's the only way to get it done.
They're like, yes, Senator, you have the floor. It's like, no, I want his head. And you know what? It appears that's just their culture. It's just the way the culture is. The state's got no real authority over there, and everybody knows it. So people are just like, yeah, let's get physical. Let's fucking throw hands.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fight Club.
No, here they just yell at people
Fight Club with
until
paperwork.
someone punches them in the face.
Fight Club with paperwork?
We don't talk about that.
The paperwork? I feel like everybody's
Club.
got to know about the paperwork.
Fight Club. We don't talk about that.
Oh. That is the first rule of Fight Club is don't talk about Fight Club.
Yeah. Yep.
So what else you got on topics for us tonight, Nick? I know I got a few. We've talked about 2 of mine now, though.
You know, micro-nuclear reactors, okay? Another form of sustainable energy that's green, clean, and safe. Not a lot of money has been put towards nuclear facilities for quite a while now. I mean, with Fukushima and... Oh, fuck, did I say the wrong place?
No, Fukushima's the one that exploded, or the tsunami took out in Japan.
Fuck.
Chernobyl's the other one.
So it is. It's like with Fukushima and the tsunami that came running through there, fucking that plant up essentially and causing a spillover. And then you got Chernobyl. I mean, so nobody feels comfortable with nuclear energy, but in reality, it's a very efficient form of creating energy. I mean, no matter how you look at it, and with the new methods they have out there, and the new ways of cooling and passive cooling options they have, it's so much safer and hands-off than it used to be, and the extra training involved with it, it's a no-brainer. I was listening to this podcast today with... I'm going to have to pause this.
It's kind of interesting you're getting into this because where I work at my day job, I do a lot of nuclear stuff, helping bring in the new age of nuclear and the modular fusion chambers and the fission chambers and all the ductwork and pipework. We're 3D printing it, essentially, with metal and high-powered lasers. And
yeah, it's so much different now than it was back in the 50s. I mean, we need to give it another chance because windmills are not an effective option. I mean, I don't know if anybody knows, but somebody has to get up there and work on that too. And it's good money, but there's only so many people that can get up there and do that.
according to Trump, windmills are losers.
Windmills are kind of losers.
Look at Europe, there's windmills everywhere, windmills all over the place, and well, windmills are
And
losers.
electricity is going up over there. Energy costs are going up. So even with all that, they're still paying premium prices. Obviously, there's a bigger problem.
Well, to get back on the nuclear, why is Amazon buying a nuclear plant to try to bring it back online to power its data centers?
Free energy.
It's not free energy. Somebody's got to pay for it. Somebody's got to work there.
This is fair. But
I mean, it's
free energy
their
in
own
comparison
power grid.
to... Yeah, I guess that's my point. Their own power grid.
So how do you feel about a private corporation bringing on a nuclear power plant strictly for itself to generate profits?
I think there should be more regulation in that than there is in the cannabis industry. But there probably won't be.
Does it enforce your feel for that even more in the fact that it's going to be the 3 Mile Island plant that had a meltdown situation?
Get the fuck out. They're going to redo that one?
They're trying to bring the 3 Mile Island plant back online.
Break that shit down and rebuild it. What are we even talking about? No, fuck that. That's a bad omen.
That's kind of where I'm at. I think it's just a bad omen, being that it's...
See, I'm trying to be positive, and you're talking about rebuilding some bullshit-ass plant. Like, this is the two sides of the coin. We need to be focusing on building new nuclear facilities with the nowadays technology. I mean... It's got to be harder to repurpose an old facility to do modern age nuclear energy.
I don't know if there's as much red tape, so it might not be as expensive as a whole new plant in itself. There might be less red tape with retrofitting than there is with...
Which is crazy. I just want to point that out.
I don't have any sources to back that up. It's just a hunch.
Well, let's say
knowing what I know in the manufacturing industry and how things work on the backside of automation, aerospace and defense, all that stuff, there's going to be less regulation with a retrofit than there is with bringing a brand new one online. Because if a plan is already there and established, you don't have to do the environmental studies. Some of the infrastructure is already built, even if it needs revamped, but some of it is already there. And
that's a good point, like the foundation as well.
Yeah,
the foundation
the site itself is already there and it's already zoned. Like, you don't have to go through all of that.
Yeah, but
trying to get the plant zoned.
If they would just tear down the old ones and reuse what's already there, as far as like the foundation and what you're talking about, like, that's fine.
I don't even think Microsoft is going to tear everything down. I think they're just going to try to fix what needs to be fixed and bring it back online in the state it was. So but I don't know. I'll have to look into that further, and we can talk about that on a later episode, I guess.
No, we'll have to delve into this a bit more, because I mean, this was something I was just looking up into today, was the micronuclear reactors. So this is a whole nother field of shit for us to talk about, for real. But I think it's a great idea if we were going to go with the new standards and new technology. I think we'd be good to go. I mean, we could have a little nuclear reactor here in Detroit and be okay.
There's a nuclear reactor in Monroe.
That's not Detroit, though, bro.
It's basically Detroit. It's on the edge of Detroit.
It's like
45 minutes, less than 45 minutes away.
God damn. I got to give you that one. But is it active still?
Yeah, it's active. But in between that is the Ford River Rouge area where it's all industrial.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the safer plants to begin with, like a more hands-off approach plants. Ones that are self-protecting more so. When it's got to be cooled by water, there's a lot of variables that can happen with that.
And there's technology coming out with that, and that, I mean, that leads me into, I was going to save it for later, but I guess we can dive into it now that we're about halfway through this episode, and that is the helium-3 on the moon.
Ooh.
You got all these private companies trying to race to the moon, or all these governments. Oh, we're going back to the moon. It's not for tourism. It's not for power. Well, I mean, it is for power. It's for energy.
Money.
Like one ton of helium-3 could power the U.S. for like 100 years or something like that. It was crazy. I had all these facts looked up. Let me see if I can pull it up.
And he's not wrong on that, folks. Whether that's a completely accurate number or not, it's pretty close. 100%. See, I've heard about this quite a few times as far as having bases on the moon and why people would want to do that, you know? This is why. You know, on top of that, there's water on the moon. I mean, there's water in some of the craters in different spots on the moon, but it's so condensed and it's all ice because you can't even see it because it's all in the craters. There's no sunlight getting to those areas, you know, because the moon rotates around the Earth and we only see the same side all year round because of the way the rotations work together. It's always the same side. So there's plenty of water on the back of the moon too, which is crazy, isn't it? I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, what do you think, Kyle?
Well, the fact that we can never see the backside of the moon has always intrigued me.
No, I mean,
it's in a static rotation with us, so we always see the same side.
Which does creep me out a little bit as well, because how could it be so perfect?
It's almost as if it was placed there on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, now we're getting into the ancient aliens.
Yeah, we'll go down. But here's
That's
my
why
findings.
aliens would want to have a base on the moon, though. Is the helium
Oh yeah,
close
it'd be a
proximity to Earth?
perfect fueling station that automatically
They can
replenishes
stay out of our
itself.
way on the backside of the moon, and we can't see them landing and fueling up all the time. 100%.
So I went down the rabbit hole this week. It was this week and last week because we didn't
Down
record
the
because of the
rabbit
weather.
hole.
And I wasn't prepared for it. And I'm going to ruin everybody's sense of reality along with my own here. The substance is helium-3. It's not fake. It's real physics. It's real science. It can't be created here on Earth because of our magnetic field and our atmosphere. But the moon has got a massive amount. It's like a MILF sitting up there with all her fruit snacks, just waiting on all the billionaires to come and strip it down and drill it.
Mommy's got some snacks.
Mommy's got some helium-3. So helium-3 is a rare isotope of helium. Normal helium on Earth is helium-4. That's what the balloons are filled with. Following me? That's what the welding gas is when they use it for welding.
That's what makes us talk funny.
And yeah, exactly. That's what gives you
Yeah.
the real high-pitched squeaky voice. Now helium-3 can be used in nuclear fusion, not fission, which is what we're used to here on Earth. Most of our nuclear reactors are fission reactors where they're splitting the atoms to generate energy. Helium-3 works for fusion where you're joining the atoms together. So in that process, there's no radioactive waste, there's no chance of a meltdown, there's no long-term radiation, and there's no carbon emissions. So in theory, 1 ton of helium-3 could power the entire U.S. for a year at current demand. If we factor in global warming, we'll throw in another topic.
Here
but
we
if
fucking
factor
go.
in global warming, cooling, however you split it, the climate change that we're going through.
Climate
in
change.
the cycle we're in. So if we factor in that energy demand with the energy demand coming in for these new data centers and for these electric cars and electric vehicles that the government wants us to have so they can shut us off with the flip of a switch, we would probably need 1.5 tons of this helium-3 to power the U.S. for an entire year.
Which really isn't that much, you guys. I know 1.5 tons sounds like a lot to some people, but that's only 3,000 pounds.
3,000 pounds is 1.5 tons. Saying you got to think, if the moon has been around as long as Earth, it's 4.5 million years or billion years, right? Billion with a B.
Haven't you ever heard of the stories of having 2 moons, though?
Well, the 2 moons is, I don't really know if it's past or if it's the current. Because current, supposedly there's an asteroid that's going to be locked in with us too for about the next 30 years to give us 2 moons. But it's so small we won't see it.
Barely a moon.
It's a fake moon. It's a free trial.
It's like a satellite.
A free trial of a moon.
It's a little astronomical.
So but if
satellite.
the moon is as old as the Earth at 4.5 billion years old, it's just been sitting there getting blasted by the sun, generating this helium-3, just getting obliterated by it. And if it sticks to the dust, like what the scientist thinks, then the moon is basically a sponge. Now, who's all been to the moon lately? China, NASA, Russia.
Well, the middle of the moon is empty.
They're measuring. Is the moon hollow? We don't know.
It is. So
It's a theory that the moon
In
is
one of the
hollow.
moon
It's
landings-
never been proven.
yes, it was.
Look it up. Back it up with facts, bitch. Show me the facts.
It was the second time we supposedly landed on the moon. They crashed the moon lander into the moon, and it rang for hours. So, like, they had seismographs on there, and they were able to tell the way it was vibrating because of that. Like, here on Earth, it's kind of dampened over time throughout the Earth, but over there, it dung back and forth like a bell, almost.
That doesn't mean it's entirely hollow.
I mean, bro.
I mean, I'll have to look into that one to verify it myself.
I'm not saying it's hollow, but it's weird that's a weird... even if both of those moon landings were faked, that's a weird experiment to have. And to even share that with people is weird. I mean, to say that it's hollow, that just... How? How could a rock that was formed with a bunch of rocks coming together with gravity be hollow? That should be a problem in and of itself.
Maybe that's why it's in static orbit. If it is hollow, maybe that's part of the factor of why it's in
Goes
static
back to what
orbit.
you said about it being placed there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What if there's something inside of it? Like just chilling.
Little moon monster.
Yeah, a little moon monster that's just like
Hell yeah.
chilling, watching us from afar.
Like Jabba the Hutt chilling in there.
More like Jar Jar Binks. So, but on the moon, they're saying that there's millions of tons of this helium-3. Millions, dude. Is it no wonder that everybody's racing back to get there? It's not for a flag on the moon.
Well, that's the thing. If there's that much energy on there we can take and like not waste our own product here, I think it's well worth it.
Well, dude, this would destroy the oil market.
Fuck the oil market. We can save that for another million years from now when we don't need when we're out of helium-3. The only problem is here. Oh, you know what? Oh man, I'm saying all this, but here's the kicker, bro. If we were to mine that much of the moon, how much moon would be left? The moon is a huge part of the reason why there's life on this planet. We can't mine this shit dry, because if we mine it dry, we're not going to have the tides and the waves, and the earth isn't going to work the way it's working now. We can't do that. If we were to take all this shit off of there, there's no way this would be in the same rotation it is now.
It would take us a long time to mine millions of tons of helium-3 off.
Would it though?
Yeah, because we don't have any infrastructure in place now. There's
nothing
in place now.
Not
so
now.
It's going to take us
but
a while
as soon
to get
as
there.
they get up there and start doing it, it's going to happen in a blink of an eye.
No, it would still take a long time.
No, fuck no, bro.
I
think once the first person lands on there, within 10 years, everybody's mining that motherfucker. Everybody. Within 10 years.
Well, there's only going to be certain places where it's going to be profitable to mine, which is going to be like the North and the South Pole of the moon, which is why even the NASA Artemis program is focused on the South Pole. It's to help find good places to land to start doing this.
Oh man. We'll get back to that.
But hold on. There's an issue with helium-3 and us just going up there to strip mine it. Nuclear fusion in itself is almost impossible still. There's not a single fusion reactor on this planet yet. Every reactor that has been in service and been produced has been a fission reactor. There are a bunch of companies working on fusion-type reactors and trying to perfect the process and get it to where it's energy sufficient and sustainable. But there are currently no active reactors that are full-scale fusion. But I think once they start getting samples of the helium-3 down here regularly from the moon, and scientists will have a steady supply of it to test with in the lab, I think that nuclear fusion will become a whole lot more profound and developed.
I'm not even sure why we can't do nuclear fusion right now in a sustainable way.
So nuclear fusion requires the temperature about 10x what fission does. So
with the new reactors and whatnot, they have different methods of it's passive cooling on them because they use an oil or some sort of gas or something that's on
a lot of them. Okay, I got you. A lot of them are methane cooled, where they're taking methane gas and flowing it over it, or liquid methane and flowing it over the chambers.
There was another one I heard today too.
But we still don't have something here on Earth that can sustain the temperatures needed for a long enough period of time to produce the energy required.
Not that we know as far as now.
That's not been developed yet, at least, or has been released to public information. And the other question is, how do we get it back to Earth? If you do strip mine,
we brought like 800 pounds of moon rocks back when we went to the moon the first time.
But we're talking about tons. And it takes 150 tons of moon dirt.
How many tons do you say are estimated on Earth?
It says millions. There are millions of tons to be estimated. But there's no veins of it like there is gold. So you got to strip mine the lunar dust, heat it up, capture the gas, and separate the helium-3. So it would take 150 tons of moon dirt to get 1 gram. But the 1 gram of helium-3 could power a city for days.
What happens to the rest of the dirt, though?
You just put it back. It's like you're
So they're
filtering.
going to rebuild the moon as they take it apart?
Yeah. Well, in theory.
We got glue for that?
You're just taking the dust off the top. You're not like digging into the moon.
If it's hollow, though, what is holding it together, brother?
That's why you're just taking bulldozers and scraping the surface, basically. I don't think the moon's hollow.
Listen, what if they do that
Show
and
me
all the
proof that the
dust
moon's
float?
hollow.
I can't. There's no proof because I haven't been there yet.
You're gay.
Yeah, I'm gay. I haven't been to the moon because I'm gay, I guess.
So you think we're just gonna bring this shit back in tubes?
Bro, if they brought 800 pounds of moon rock back on a piece of shit back in the 60s, I'm sure we can, or 70s, I mean, sorry. Or actually, I'm not sure actually on that one. 60s or 70s, either way.
So you think we're just gonna have rockets going back and forth to the moon every day to bring energy supplies back?
I mean, we have rockets that can land themselves now. Yeah, I do.
Well, what if there was a way that was like no fuel required?
For what exactly?
Like they could take. So the moon's gravity is like 1/6 of Earth's.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, it takes less energy to get it off of the moon to get back down. And once you're off of the moon's initial gravity, the Earth's gravity is going to grab whatever object it is and enact its gravity on it and pull it towards Earth's surface. So you essentially just have to escape the moon's gravity to get into the Earth's gravitational pull.
I
to
think
get
that's
pulled
what they've
back
already
down.
done, supposedly.
So they're going to have to like rods of God, like just.
Well, I don't know, man, because like even with moon's gravity being so low, what was that one Apollo mission that was Apollo? Fuck, what was that? They had a movie on it, dude. It was the one that they like almost didn't make it.
Where they slingshot it around using gravity?
They had to use the gravity of the moon to
But that's not
slingshot
them being
around.
on the surface and starting off the moon's surface. That's them already in orbit.
Yeah,
And
100%.
they're still using fuel. So the rods of God theory that I'm going with is they're going to use like rail guns to just launch these fuckers off the moon's surface and get them into Earth's gravitational pull and have them pull them down to Earth's surface.
Have you ever heard about like micro nuclear explosions?
Yes.
Have they had like solar wings on the rocket, and they had little nuclear detonations going off behind them? It could push them to Earth for no gas.
Other than the initial start of the reaction.
Yeah, but that's like saying the battery runs the car when the alternator's doing it when you're driving. You know what I'm saying?
I think it would be more economical to just railgun fire them fuckers off. Charge it up, hit it with the pulse, and send them fuckers on their way.
Yeah, and then it's going to explode the moon. Like, oh,
Why would it explode the moon?
listen.
How would us applying an electronic charge to a fucking railgun to shoot a missile off of it that's loaded with helium-3 in a capsule?
I've seen it visually on the screen a few times. So,
I just know this could make energy basically free.
I want to go and get this helium-3, bro. I'm on your side about this. What are you talking about?
No. All I'm saying is this: if helium-3
If we
becomes a
could get
thing and they
this,
start strip mining it, and
we wouldn't be
find a
paying for
way
oil anymore.
we would have no more need for oil or coal
Yeah.
or natural gas. We could literally power everything
A
off.
lot
this
of jobs
helium-3.
lost, though, folks.
A lot of jobs created. Think about it. You got to go
That's
to the
not
moon
what
and
anybody
mine.
wants to talk about,
What do you
though.
do for a living? I'm a moon miner.
Yo, you getting some pussy.
You don't want to be a moon miner? You're the one that says dumb shit, not me. What?
Yeah, you do.
But the problem with this, I think, is whoever gets there first is going to rule the future. Whoever can get their shit there first and get the mind set up is going to have dibs on this and going to have control.
Yeah, who's going to stop him? And Elon Musk is on track to have that for himself.
Well, and this doesn't exactly... No, he doesn't want the moon. He wants Mars.
Well, they got that
He's
red...
going to skip the moon entirely. Elon's going to Mars. Trump's getting the Western Hemisphere.
and moon.
Putin's getting Europe and Russia. Xi's getting Asia.
Now we're going
They're
into
gonna
the
leave
one world
Africa
order.
and
Oh my God.
Australia
Here we go.
for the battlegrounds. And Elon
What
Musk
the
is getting Mars.
Fuck.
That's just the way the territories are getting divided up. I know who's getting Australia. Bezos. He's got to get his slice of the pie. So Bezos will get there. Bill Gates will get Africa. And Elon Musk
That's
gets
so
Mars.
fucked up, man. I mean, I can't
He's
even
the one that
disagree with you.
eradicated polio. He helped Africa the most. So Bill
Who
Gates should go
eradicated
back to his
polio?
people. Bill Gates.
No, he didn't.
He wasn't the one that came up with the polio vaccine?
No. I don't know who it
Well, I
is,
know
but
he
it wasn't Bill
supported
Gates.
it.
Bill Gates ain't old enough for that. The polio was in like the 10s and 20s of the 1900s.
No.
Yes.
Google. Go to the Jugles.
Jugles right now. Jugle.
I don't know. All I know is that space exploration isn't about science. It's not about planting a flag. It's about energy. Jonas Salk, 1955.
Jonas Salk, 1955.
1955.
Not Bill Gates. Bill Gates was born in like 1960s, brother.
Nah, he's older than that.
No. One more time to
He's
the
like
Jugles.
90.
No, he's not.
He looks it.
Because he's a fuckboy. Holy shit, he looks old as fuck. Yo, he was born in 1955. That is fucking...
That's some crazy shit.
That is fucking
That's some
hilarious,
crazy
dude.
shit.
What is going on right now, bro? Oh, the ghosts are coming now.
The ghosts are coming. I don't know why my sign's flashing. It's very strange. Maybe we're just drawing too much juice.
Goddamn juice.
Goddamn juice.
What is going on? Yeah, all because I knocked on the floor? What's going on?
Yeah, it's probably because you knocked on the floor.
Knock
So the
it up.
20th century was about oil. The 21st century is about data. The 22nd century is going to be about helium-3. Calling it right now.
If we have to wait that long to do that, it'll be the end of the planet.
Oh, it'll be after World War III. We're already almost there for that.
Yeah, so I was watching this show too about how many nuclear bombs everybody has and what kind of bombs they have and which ones are the biggest ones. And like, all I know is that everybody that has anything right now, if they were to all launch that shit, everything on the planet would be disintegrated.
Well, that was what the
Everything.
original nuclear treaty was based on. Was
You do this, I'll do this.
what? Mad.
Mutually assured destruction.
Mad. Mutually assured destruction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm mad that that's
Isn't
the
that
only
a-
way we can make this work. Like, what do you mean? If you have to question to even use a nuclear bomb, that's weird.
Isn't it strange that our whole world is riding on a couple people with little red buttons?
Literally based on, do I want to end the world today or not? And these are probably the thoughts that everybody has. Well, when I say everybody, what I mean is, I don't know. The
Unless
president.
you're Somali and all you have is bananas and rice.
But no, for real, dude. Like, pretty much the only countries that matter: the United States, Russia, China. Big size differences for sure. Basically, you have the United States, Russia, China. Those are the main powers that have nuclear weapons and can do anything about it. Anybody else that has nuclear weapons, it's so minimal. It's inconsequential to what would happen if they invoked one of these three big powers to do anything.
Well, yeah, and you would have to group all of Europe together to even come close to what any of the three big ones have. Which is basically all of the rest of the world that has nuclear powers, other than Iran,
I don't even
Israel.
think the rest of the world that has nuclear power altogether even equals one of the three big ones.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is the rest of them,
Yeah.
including Europe, does not equal what one of the three big ones have.
No, not at all. I agree. Even with the nuclear treaties. Iran don't have enough nuclear bombs. Probably none at all. But
They don't. I don't think they have any at all.
they ain't got shit, bro. It's Israel just talking shit all the fucking time like Benny's been doing for
30 years.
50 years now.
Yeah, it has been a long time that he's been talking.
It's
shit.
been a long goddamn...
They've
he's
been 2
talking
months
about-
away from nukes since the 80s.
Yeah, I could pull up a video from 85 with Netanyahu talking about, is Iran is weeks away from making weapons of mass destruction and blah, 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 blah. And, like, I'm pretty sure he said the same thing about Iraq before we went into there.
Bush said the same thing about Iraq. They got weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, but exactly. But look at how Netanyahu's over here talking to even Trump nowadays. Now that we're paying more attention to it, he's over here all the time trying to get what he wants from us.
He just wants money.
So he did that back then too, though. That shit hasn't changed. His predecessor told him how things worked. It's been the same since the state of Israel's been made back in the 40s.
Yeah, and in reality, Netanyahu should probably be taken out of power because he's been in for so fucking long and is so corrupt.
And the only reason he's even
reality.
in power now and not in jail is because because of the way their laws are written. It's kind of the same here. If you declare martial law, there is no elections and shit. You don't get to, like, nothing changes. We're in the middle of we're a state of emergency, right? Mm-hmm. They do the same thing in Israel. That's what he's been doing with Iran, with Hezbollah, with Gaza, and Iraq. Because he said the same thing. That's what a bunch of these
dictators do. They go, oh, yeah, we're going to have elections. And then go, oh, fuck, I'm going to lose. And then they cancel the elections.
Oh, nobody wants to stand on trial for their bullshit. Nobody likes to be accountable anymore. It's so hard to find people that want to be accountable for their own goddamn bullshit.
Well, no, accountability is scary. Everybody says accountability
is scary. It really
is,
though, when you're that fucked up. I mean, dude's committing genocide right now, and he's trying to find every obstacle and reason he can find to not fucking go to jail.
Wouldn't you?
I don't hate anybody that much.
I don't hate anybody that much either, but I'm going to find every reason I could to possibly not go to jail, too.
I would avoid jail at all costs. Yeah.
I look real good in a white jumpsuit, homie, and I don't really want to put myself through all that trauma.
Listen, and I get that. I wouldn't want to either, but you're pushing the buttons with something different than what you're talking about.
Me?
Yeah, because there's a difference. No, nobody wants to go to jail. But, like, what I'm getting at, I guess, is this shouldn't be allowed for somebody to be able to avoid
that whole
sentencing.
Section of the world has been doing this since before World War I.
It's been doing it for thousands of years.
Precisely. So you know what I say? Let them sit there and fight it out. Let them bomb each other off the fucking map and call it a goddamn day. It's none of our business. Let's just stay the fuck out of it.
And
let's go in and clean up after everybody's dead and get the free oil.
Well,
I mean, fuck it.
I mean, we already fucking went and got some free oil.
Let them take care of the light work themselves.
Listen, I 100% agree with that. My whole point is that we spend so much time supporting Israel, and they've been causing these fucking issues in the Middle East the entire time. That's really what my point is. I agree.
So we're funding the problem in the Middle East.
Yes.
100%. Okay, as long as we're on the same page. 100%. I just wanted to make sure we were on the same page.
No, I agree.
We're funding the fucking problem.
That's why we made Israel back after World War II. We're like, we can get some fucking land over here. Let's do it.
I'm so happy you said that because a lot of people don't know that the U.S. basically made Israel.
Not basically. We were the reason for it.
So, yeah.
Without us, there was no Israel. There is no Israel without us. Even though David beat Goliath back in Bible times.
He ain't do it this time. We are Goliath.
Goliath beat David for
Goliath sure. Yeah, the shit out of David.
Yeah, we're Goliath situation. At this point. Holy shit! Just like we're going to Iran again now, bro. You hear about we got aircraft carriers, destroyers, cruisers going over there right now. They're actually there right now. I think as the time of this recording.
I don't know if they've made it over there yet.
We got to be by the time of this recording, which today is February 1st. So they are either over there or almost there. And it's going to be the same situation we had in Venezuela. I think we're about to take Iran, you guys. If we're not taking it, we're going to turn that country into fucking shit. Okay, so
it does say, this is ABC News, AP, and Reuters. So, as well as Fox. It says, as of February 2026, U.S. military has developed deployed a significant naval strike group, including the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier off the coast of Iran amidst rising tensions. So they are over there in the Strait of Hormuz and in the Persian Gulf. President Trump keeps calling it an armada.
It sounds like it's about to be the Gulf of America.
Dude, Ayatollah's over there going to be shaking in his fucking booties in his bunker, bro. Like, they just did this to Maduro, now they're coming to get me. Oh, no.
Yeah, Trump loves being in the Bay of Americas.
Think Iran's going to be the 57th state?
We're about to add so many states in the next couple of years, I don't even know.
Well, we said we needed 5 to 10. Seems like we're shooting for 10 at this point.
But this goes back to the one world order shit. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's a bigger play on the table than 99.8% of people on the planet can even see. Truthfully see. I mean, we see that there's something going on, but there's not like, we can't see like, we can't really definitively say that it's true, but with all of the information we've gathered and the way the world is now, the way this has happened in World War I, World War II, I mean, we're like an assassination away from war popping off. Because that's how World War I started. There was an assassination of a leader, and it all popped off. It's that close.
I agree. Well, I mean, that or, you know, we're 3 days away from chaos at any given point in time. 9 meals. I think after 3 days of people being hungry, or not having power, or not having clean water, or not having electricity, and I think shit would pop off. Whether it's here or somewhere else, because if somewhere else shit pops off because of that, we're going to get involved because of humanitarian this, humanitarian that, blah, 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 blah. The U.S. come save us, yada, yada, yada. And then people here get pissed because, oh, we're interfering with another country. We're like one crazy event. Not even crazy. We're one mild event away from World War III.
I wouldn't say mild. Crazy event, more accurate.
How crazy would a world leader being kidnapped or killed these days be? I don't think it'd be that crazy. They'd be like, oh, this is par for the course for the fucking sitcom.
That's my point, though. It's like, it's just normal now. Crazy shit happens. Everybody just deals with it.
Well, that's what makes it not crazy. It's just a normal, mild occurrence now.
I mean, fuck, dude. Yeah. What's the guy's name in Iran again?
Ayatollah something rather.
Yeah, when he gets taken, everybody's going to shut the fuck up a week later because we're going to be talking about some other ICE shooting.
Something.
Or some other...
Leering center. Every 48 hours, the algorithm will move on. Not because we found a solution, but because it's just
a different distraction.
It's just old news.
Oh, man. Dude.
All right, folks, I think we're going to take a break here for a minute. We're 55 minutes in, but probably 40 good usable minutes, so...
Yes, amigos.
We'll be right back for probably another half hour after the break. All right, folks, we're back from our short little break. We left off on modern systems collapse theory, which is often compared to the Bronze Age collapse from 1200 BCE. So the core idea of this is when societies become too complex, interconnected, unequal, and fragile, small shocks can trigger massive collapse. Just like during the Bronze Age, today's world powers are highly interdependent, over-leveraged debt, energy, and resources, politically polarized, experiencing climate stress and migration, and dependent on long supply chains. So how do you feel about that, man? With China, Russia, the U.S., and Europe all kind of on a verge of some kind of collapse all at the same time. We're all over 250% GDP, debt to income ratio. So basically the global debt will never be paid. None of the global debts will ever be repaid.
Where is the debt even owed to is really the real question.
That's where it's all interdependent. We owe China, China owes us, China owes Russia, Russia owes us, Russia owes China, Russia owes Europe. We're all interdependent on each other to pay these debts back. That'll never happen.
Yeah, but where'd everybody get the money from?
It was all just printed. Fake money.
Exactly.
Fiat currency, man. It was all fake.
Fakey fake.
They built this debt on nothing.
And that's where society collapses, and literally every 100% of the time, societies collapse when they start printing fake money.
Well, it happened to the Romans when the Romans devalued their currency so much by almost 3,000%, I believe was the total number at the end when the society finally collapsed. But in the Bronze Age, in 1200 BCE, the Mycenaean, aka the Greece, the Hittite Empire, the Egyptian New Kingdom was weakened, but it survived. And the Assyrian,
because they had gold,
and Levitan city-states all collapsed. And it wasn't just one crisis. It was like a stack of crises. Like climate change. Like at the time, during that, it was severe drought. Now it almost seems like the planet is cooling more so than heating up.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, but history definitely repeats itself. 100%.
But mass migrations, we're seeing everybody leave the Middle East in reality. We're seeing mass migrations all over the planet. Europe, the US, Australia, everywhere. And people from China are leaving and going everywhere. We're seeing trade network breakdowns. We've seen this since COVID. Like, none of the supply chains fully recovered since COVID. Can we both agree on that point?
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Nothing's been the same since. I mean, honestly,
we're in a different world since COVID.
We could go on
100%.
in a whole other episode about this. I mean,
we can.
We're in a whole different timeline than we were before COVID. Okay. 100%.
So, over-centralized bureaucracies. Everything's a bureaucracy now. Every form of government is over-centralized. The power's fucking all put in one place in every country, and there's a shit ton of red tape. Internal revolts. What country right now isn't seeing some kind of internal revolt? We touched on this earlier. We got the protests going on here. We got protests going on in Europe. We got protests going on in Turkey. We had the government overthrown in Nepal. We got protests going on in China where we have a whole nother faction going against Xi Jinping and surrounding Beijing in recent weeks.
See, I haven't heard about that one in China. But
I'll have to see if I can find stuff. We'll talk on that. And then the last point on this list for those things is wars. We're all staring down the barrel of some kind of war, every country on this planet right now. Does it sound familiar to you? Do all these points sound familiar to you? Because I know they sound familiar to me.
As far as before World War I, World War II?
As far as the climate change, the mass migration, the trade network breakdowns, the over-centralized bureaucracies, the internal revolts, and the wars. Those points specifically, do they all sound familiar to you?
Yeah, pretty much like either one of the last world wars. Even before that, though, if you think about ancient civilizations and whatnot, that was the collapse.
Well, that was the collapse. Now we're staring down the four powers. The four powers of the U.S. Extreme political polarization, unstable debt, institutional trust collapse, and cultural fragmentation. In China, we see the real estate bubble that just collapsed recently post-COVID, demographic implosion, aging, and low birth rates. When they implemented the one-kid law,
they really fucked themselves with that.
Screwed themselves down the road. Capital flight. There's so much money leaving China because all the markets are corrupt and everything is collapsing.
And people want freedom.
And then authoritarian bottlenecks for information. There's a reason why that world on Minecraft was created, man. It's got the library. It's got a bunch of banned documents in countries all over the world. China had a big part to play in that. And then we look at the third power nation, and that's the European Union. And their energy dependence. They're dependent on Russia for energy. Most of their gas and stuff comes from energy.
And afraid of Russia.
Correct.
Crazy.
Migration stress. Look at what they're doing with all the refugees. They welcomed all the refugees in, and now they're protesting to get them out because it's causing issues within the cities inside the European Union. Demographic decline. We talked about this previously when Indian nationals they bought up and control more land inside the UK than the UK nationals. You remember that when we talked about that on episode 2?
I remember that thoroughly.
So that's a huge thing in the European Union. And then another thing is a weak centralized identity. Germans identify as Germans. UK people citizens identify as English. Scottish identify as Scottish. Irish identify as Irish. There's no true identity for being European anymore. The same thing we're seeing in the U.S. Everything's hyphenated.
They, them.
African American, Trans American, Asian American, all with a hyphen in between. You can't be a unified country with hyphens. Hyphens separate everything. That is a line of division that we need to get rid of. If you're American, you're American.
Divide and conquer, my guy.
I know, but that's what we're seeing. And now we come to the fourth power, and that's Russia. You got sanctions pressure from everybody. Every country's got sanctions on Russian oligarchs and countries or state-owned companies right now.
And they're still pushing through.
You have demographic decay. Russia's primary war efforts are from World War II. It's trench warfare. We're going to overcome you because you'll run out of bullets before we run out of people. So you have a demographic decay of homebred, true Russian people. You're going to kill an entire bloodline, an entire citizen, a nationship in war because you're just throwing bodies at a problem. You got brain drain in Russia where they're just tired of it. The same thing we're starting to see in the U.S. with the right versus left.
Yeah, man.
It's brain drain. We're sick of it. We're tired. We as a people...
It gets old after a while, for sure.
We as a people are tired.
Soul draining.
And then if you look at Russia, Russia is solely dependent on resource exportation. What does Russia have to provide the world other than its resources? Natural gas, oil,
snow.
And snow.
Yeah, they got snow.
That's
they got plenty of snow.
That's what Russia has coming out. So in theory, with all four of those laid out like that, you see the weaknesses and the fragile points that we're coming into worldwide. That's systemic collapse globally. Are they pushing towards one world order?
Clearly. We don't even have to go this far to say that. And you know that. I know you know that, Kyle. Like, we've talked about this more times than I could count on my hands, for sure. Which is like 30. You know?
Correct. So Joseph Tainter's model for society collapse says society solves problems by adding complexity. Eventually, the cost of complexity exceeds the benefit, which leads into all the bureaucracies. So with that, what you get is more laws, more bureaucracy, more debt, more surveillance, more regulation, more military spending, and more diminishing returns. Where's the profit? Where's the benefit in that?
In somebody's pocket.
So has the system become too expensive to maintain?
100%.
Globally.
I would say entirely. 100%.
Entirely across the globe. Okay, so we're in agreement.
Because nobody has a way to functionally run their own government because everybody is overspending, collecting in their back pocket, and I mean, really, that's about it. They're wasting the money, collecting it in their own pockets, and not using it for what it needs to be used for. So, no. Yeah, exactly.
So we've seen in recent years many shocks hit global economies, be it the pandemic, a war, an energy crisis, a financial collapse, or climate disaster.
Government shutdown. Don't forget that.
All led on or results either a precursor or a postcursor to one of said events.
100%. There's about to be another one.
I think we're on the verge of another government shutdown here in the U.S.
Friday.
Myself. You think so? Next Friday?
That's what they're talking about.
Well, maybe we'll cover that next week on next Sunday's episode. That'll be an interesting
episode. Isn't that fucking
episode.
Crazy? It was just like...
I feel like we just
3 months ago, we
November.
just had a 3-month shutdown.
Yeah, the Schumer shutdown that lasted like 40-something days.
The Schumsies.
The Schumer shutdown. Well, okay. So with that, 14 weeks, the Republicans, conservatives, however you want to look at it, the right side of the aisle voted to have people come back and talk about things. For 14 weeks straight, the left side of the aisle voted not to come back because they didn't have $1.2 trillion added to the budget that we're already in a national deficit on for decades. National deficit running for decades.
It's never good enough for the Democrats.
No, the whole process of it seems to just degrade instead of.
Well, everybody's got to get their bill in there, or they're not going to vote for it. That's really how it is.
Yeah.
Is like everybody's got to have their own fucking little bullshit. You know what I mean? And they got to put it in there and get what they want out of it. But
or cry about it and say we're not going to sign the bill if it.
But that's
if it's not in
exactly
there.
that's my point. Is like they add so much shit to these bills instead of just passing a bill like, okay, let's simplify this really low. You know, let's pass a bill to fix the roads. Oh, well, let's add this fund on for Israel, or let's add this fund on for Africa, or we need to do this. We need to add this daycare center in Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, they have to add all these little bullshits to it. And I mean, that goes for both sides. It's not even just Democrats. So I'm not going to, you know, it's everybody. This is what goes on back and forth. Everybody tries to get their own back pocket deal and get what they want. They want everybody. I mean, understandably, everybody wants to win. But the way they run that shit is really fucked up.
And I understand on one side fighting for your constituents, trying to get something pushed through for your specific district in a bill, trying to sneak that little thing in. But on the same hand, every politician's lining their pockets with every little perk that gets put into
every
these bills.
penny they can fucking find.
They're squeezing it. They're squeezing it absolutely.
It's like squeezing an orange, bro.
So for me, this collapse that's basically impending. There's nothing we're gonna do about it. We're on that verge. The process has started, and I don't think we're gonna be able to stop it.
I think they might float it again.
I don't think it's gonna be an explosion or an implosion. I think it's gonna be a very slow unraveling that just happens all at once. Like we've already been going. You know how you get to the end of the fruit roll up. And
that's a terrible time.
That last two rolls of the unfolding of the fruit roll up just go like that.
Nibble.
Like it's a snap of the fingers. It just happens. I think that's what's going to happen. Which is the same thing with most, like, socialism. When you're talking about socialism as an ideology, it's take a little, and then take a lot all at once. Which is what I think is going to happen. Is we've seen it coming, did nothing about it. Seen it coming a little more, still did nothing about it, and then it just fucking happens.
I agree with you to a point, and then another part of me is screaming out saying, "Nah, they're going to run the same playbook, and it's going to be another day. We're just going to make it through it with the bullshit we've made it through before." I mean, because the only way the American people are going to rise up is if we actually have troops on the grounds here in the country. And it's undeniable that this shit's happening. Because most people that have internet or computers or whatever can get online. AI has pretty much dominated the media. I mean, it's almost... You can tell to a point, but for the most part, it's almost impossible to tell the difference between AI and real life, depending on it. I mean, obviously.
Oh, I agree. Every day the deep fakes are getting better and better.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. You can't even, like, you're like watching a video, it's like, wait, is this fake? Even looking at some, oh man.
Say it.
Even looking at some titties or something, and it's like, wait a second, this chick I think this is fake, you know? And you'd be just like, damn.
I know.
Yo,
I see all these chatbots, like, it'd be like, oh yeah, I can do whatever you want. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, everybody wants someone to do whatever they want.
I'll send you pictures. I'll send you this. 100%. I'll send you that. And it's an AI model. It's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you can build me however you want. Yeah, I know.
So let me do a little clarification work here. When I'm saying collapse, I'm not trying to be a doomer here. I'm not saying Mad Max.
Here's the PC
as much
shit,
as I
folks.
think most of our people listening to this would enjoy a Mad Max situation. What I'm saying is lower living standards, weaker city-states or states, depending on where you're based at, less coordination, more local power, and fewer global systems. That's more what I'm hitting at. And it's not just that it's going to vanish overnight. But I think it's more slowly going to deteriorate into like a medieval Europe style situation.
I just don't know if we can go back to that.
What's stopping us? What's stopping society from slipping back into that medieval Europe style?
I mean, we've had this
environment?
conversation so many times at this point. You already know, I believe, that we've had advanced civilizations on this planet at least 3 to 4 times, just like we have now. Maybe in different shapes or forms, but like essentially the same era of technology and knowledge and like just awareness or whatever. It's ended every single time.
And I hear what you're saying. And what my real takeaway that I guess I'm trying to express here isn't that the world is ending. I don't see the world ending. I see it more going back into a long-term simplification of living.
But I guess that's my point, is it had to come to the entire world ending for them to go to that. So like, there's this great show, okay? It's called The 100. I think I've talked to you about it before. Essentially, nuclear detonation on a planet, world collapsed, like complete nuclear warfare, everything collapsed. People survived in space because they sent out their space stations just in time, and only so many people survived out in space. Then they came back, and there ended up being people on the planet still who didn't know shit and spoke their own language because they devolved to such a point. But the only reason they devolved is because everything was lost.
And
everything has to be lost to get to that point. I mean, that takes everything.
That's where I'm going with the long-term global simplification. Less global dominance, less megastructures, less infinite growth, but more regional power, more local resilience, more lower expectations. Exactly like the Bronze Age, where trade shrank, literacy fell, empires disappeared, but new societies eventually formed.
Well, that's the thing, is it always forms again. You can't just destroy life that easy.
Well, that's like energy in itself. Energy itself doesn't... You can't create energy.
No,
it's not created or destroyed. It's just transferred. What is life? Life itself is an energy. So therefore, when one society collapses, another one's going to form.
And that's why the birth and death rate is pretty much usually very similar.
But when everything is connected, how can everything be resilient?
See, that's a fair question.
And personally, I feel like...
I think life doesn't give up. I think that's what it is. I think just literally it's...
Life always finds a way.
Exactly, yeah. I guess that's the words I'm trying to find. Life finds a way all the time. That's why we can't be the only... If there's a whole universe, like, we're not the only people.
Well, our world
under
is...
any circumstance.
Our current modern age world is more connected than any civilization has ever been.
Supposedly.
Socially, economically.
Supposedly. You can tell me what 12,000 years ago looked like before the last ice age, when Atlantis was here and Lemuria? Sorry.
I think that's where Atlantis was. I think
they could have both been places.
Lemuria. Why? Because Great Flood, sure as shit, Lemuria is flooded out and below the ocean level of today's ocean.
And the same shit happened in the Caribbeans, and the same shit happened over by Hawaii.
I know.
What was? Oh, that was called. What was that called?
I don't remember what the
one
by Hawaii was called. But,
dude,
with society being so intertwined and connected today, with global economics, global politics, and just social media society.
It had to have been back then too, though, dude. You know what I mean? Different ways, bro.
So you don't think that when...
You don't think our computers disintegrate after like 10,000 years? You think that shit's still going to be sitting there where we can tell what it is?
I don't know what the half-life of plastic is. Everything's made out of plastic, so I don't know.
Well, let's be realistic. If there was a Lemuria or Atlantis or whatever, the Maui or I wish I could remember the name of the Hawaiian, the one that was in Hawaii.
Let me go to the chat GPT here.
But
let me go to my favorite resource, the chat GPT.
Either way,
was the ancient...
with any of these places, they could have been around for a lot longer than when the Ice Age happened. Because if there was enough time for them to be noticeable to most cultures on the planet, there's no reason to think that they weren't around for, I don't know, if the last Ice Age was 12,000 years ago, they could have been around for 10,000 years prior to that. Look at us now. In our recorded history of what was when we were in school, 10, 15 years ago.
So in Hawaii, there's the Menehune and the Nawao. Nawao.
What's the island name, dude? What'd they call the island when it was the island?
Mauna Kea. Maunakea.
That's when it was the giant island?
AKA the Big Island. That's what it translates to from that language, is the Big Island.
But yeah, no, I 100% believe that all this shit could have been disintegrated by now. I mean, even the little clock computer-like object they found from Greece, right outside of Greece in the Mediterranean, that was like, I don't know, 2,000 years old, 1,500 years old, something like that, maybe 1,000, maybe not even that much. That was made out of complete stone. We're not talking about plastic and all this other shit. And like, no, plastic does last a long time.
Now you're talking about the Antikythera mechanism.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. But I just think, 10,000 years is a long time, bro. I mean, you can't slice that any other different way. We don't even have that much recorded history right now. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and we both have a hunch that there's a reason for that.
Oh, 100%. That's a whole nother fucking episode.
Yeah, we could go on about that for a couple hours.
At this point, that's a whole nother episode, 100%. But no, yeah, dude, I 100% believe that we've had enough time in between civilizations for things to collapse. The only reason things like the pyramids and stuff like that stick around is because they're made out of more concrete things. I mean, even the Sphinx was dug out. The Sphinx wasn't just sitting in the fucking sand the way it is nowadays. Like they had to.
Well, they dug it out
lucky.
From the shoulders in the early 1900s. I do remember reading.
Yeah, they only found that because of a huge sandstorm, though, because it knocked all the sand out of the way enough for somebody to find that. And same thing with the Tutankhamun's tomb. Like, that was only really found because enough sand got blew around and somebody stumbled upon it. I mean, the desert's fucking
Well, that's a lot of
big.
the Valley of the Kings, where a lot of the pharaohs' tombs
exactly.
are.
That's where it is. The Valley of the Kings. And they only found that by accident. I mean, it just like the Sphinx. And then, somebody guessed that there was tunnels under that, and guess what? There's caverns and tunnels under the fucking Sphinx.
So do you think the Sphinx is from an earlier civilization than 100%, the Egyptians?
100%. The Egyptians took that shit over it. They just put their hieroglyphs on it.
Are there hieroglyphs on the outside of it? I thought it was all smooth limestone.
I'm sorry. I'm just speaking more so most Egyptian... or most things in Egypt that are still standing were repurposed. I mean, there's other temples. Like, what is that one with the... Oh, shit.
You're talking about the Temple of the Nile that was moved? Because the Nile River rose and
there was that, but there was another one. But like
out?
One of the Egyptian kings, like, rewrote shit on them. And it's, like, newer, but it's, like, a massive... We'll have to revisit that because I don't know offhand right now.
We can do an entire episode on the pyramids. There's
Is that what you guys want to hear? Some shit like that? We
content
can get off of daily news once in a while and do some crazy shit. If that's what you guys want to hear, you should email us, hit us up on Instagram, comment on our Spotify post.
I mean, if you guys got
Facebook.
an episode you'd like us to check out or a topic you'd like us to check out, let us know. We'd love to do it. I'm currently looking into the amount of Chinese land owned in Michigan, as I had another follower ask me about that. So I want to do some digging and get some facts on that and see how deep I can get before I get restricted by Freedom of Information Act requests that get denied, etc.
Algorithm denied. Dude, for real though.
It's crazy the fact that...
You're about to get us cut off, bro. We're going to get canceled.
An algorithm can cancel you just because it detected something in your speech. That seems like
I've had it happen
to me.
so many times for my profiles on Instagram, especially dealing in the cannabis industry. They really love canceling people that do that. All right, folks, I think we're going to call it a night. We're running in deep, probably about the hour mark at this point. So What do you think, man? We're going to sign off now?
You want to sign off? Thought we were just getting started. What question do you want to leave with the folks this week? Usually I do the question at the end of the episode. What's your deep pondering thought that this episode is leaving you with? Mine is, do you think society's on the verge of collapse? Do you really think we're pushing that envelope into societal collapse? What's yours?
I think my question is, what happens next? Where are you guys going to land on? What side? Are you picking sides? What do you guys do? I want to hear about it.
Let us know in the comments. Shoot us a follow on social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Threads. We're going to start pushing these episodes out to YouTube. Make sure you drop us a like and a follow on Spotify. Comments always help. Give us a rating. We'd love to hear it. Let us know something we can improve on. Let us know something you want to talk about. Other than that, it's February 1st, and Kyle's signing off.
Let's have a good fucking 2026, folks.
Let's get after it.
Bye-bye.